Hey y'all, I'm Trez, and I thought I'd make a quick episode today. Has nothing to do with technology. Well, maybe a little bit, but um, I was the victim of a road rage incident today, and I thought it really bothered me because um, as you get older, some people are better drivers, some people are worse drivers, and I tend to be a very cautious driver. When I was very much younger, I had a few years of having a lot of fun driving cars fast, and then I grew up. Got scared one time driving about 120 miles an hour on a two-lane highway in the middle of nowhere, and then I learned my lesson, and then ever since then I've been driving speed limit. But um, I was driving down a road here in Columbia, and it's a four-lane road, two lanes each way. It is in the commercial area of our neighborhood where we have grocery stores and churches and Starbucks, a little bit of everything, shops, and our neighborhood is a walking neighborhood, so you can, from most people's homes here, they can walk to the stores here and shop if they don't want to drive. And anyway, I was driving down the road. I was in the left-hand lane, preparing to take a left at the next stoplight, and a fellow was right on my tail. He was driving a Porsche, beautiful Porsche, and but he was flashing his lights, yelling at me, and he was just tailgating me. And then I pulled into the left turn lane to turn left, and got the green light, the green arrow to turn left, and he was on my tail, honking and yelling bloody murder. And my wife turned around. She said, "What's going on?" I said, "Well, he's been yelling at me and flashing his lights at me, for the last couple hundred yards." But the traffic, it was, you couldn't go any faster. I was driving the speed limit, and anyway, I then pulled into our local Publix, and he was on my tail, flashing his lights, honking his horn, and yelling bloody murder, and just saying, "Move, move, move, get out of the blank way, move, move, move." Just horrible. It scared me to death. So I couldn't get any faster because cars were in front of me. I guess I could have had an accident. But so I pulled into the first lane to my left that I could for parking, and he kept on yelling and screaming at me. But he went to the next lane, on two wheels when he hit the corner, and I found a parking place and pulled in. He found a parking place, and he was inside the Publix, inside the glass doors, waiting for me, absolutely pacing back and forth. He was ready to punch me in the face. And, I really didn't know what to do. And I sat in my car. I said, "Well, I'll just go somewhere else. I just wanted to get a Coke." um, and my wife said, "Well, I'll go in." I said, "Well, honey, don't go in." Anyway, she walked in, and when he saw her coming in, he backed away and went down in the store. And she was in there and picked up a couple items. And she said she was looking for him because we knew what he looked like because we saw him waiting for me. And he was hiding in the back corner by the wings. And, um, and so she came out, and I was like, he must have been in one hell of a hurry to get those delicious wings at Publix to have a road rage incident, almost caused an accident, and maybe run into somebody in the parking lot. And he was an absolute jerk. And so I have been trying to decide whether or not to file a police report. And I've thought about it. It's been about an hour and a half, 2 hours since the incident, and I am in the morning going to file a police report. I have took a picture of his car with license plate, so I know what car and license plate he has. I'll be able to turn that into the police, and just to document it, because there's not much I can do. I guess I could do a formal complaint and have the police come, and then go to Publix and search their video archive. And I don't think the police would really do much about that at this point, but since nobody was hurt. But I am still quite concerned about driving up and down a road. I drive several times a day, and we go to our local Publix, um, every other day at the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, we go a couple times a day. And but I feel like I need to document that. So in the case he does anything to me or causes a road rage incident with someone else, it's documented that he has a history of having a absolute horrible temper, and maybe could be violent. You just never know. So my advice to y'all, if you are like me and you're a cautious driver, always make sure you check in your mirrors to see, make sure you don't have anybody that's that angry at you behind you, and don't let them have them, don't let them force you to make a bad, unsafe driving error, and you be the person causing an accident, and them just drive off laughing about it. So just make sure you're aware of your surroundings, drive defensively, and if you someone gets road rage, just let them around you if you can. And what I've read online is you don't want to approach them. You don't want to escalate the situation. You want to document it. And if you have good documentation, and like a picture of his car or a picture of that person, and make sure whoever's riding shotgun with you has a camera at all times. Or put a camera on your windshield. And I have one on my windshield. I don't have one on my rear window. I think I'm going to get one pretty soon. But, as we get older, like I said, our driving is not as good as it was. And road rage is such a bad epidemic in our country and probably around the world that, the possibility of you being in a bad incident is increased as you get older, because you're just not as quick as you were before. But again, like I said, research online how to handle a road rage situation. If you feel like you need to report it, you can go online, and I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but you can check with your local city or county police departments, and online they will show you how to file a report online, or if you want to call a number, you can call a number and report road rage. And just be safe out there, and just be aware there's a lot of jerks out there that they may think they're invincible in their sports cars and their monster SUVs and monster trucks, and think that they own the road. And just be careful. Be careful out there. There's a lot of jerks out there, but there's a lot of nice people too. And I hope this was informative for you. I feel, like I said, I'm still concerned because I drive down that stretch of road all the time, every day. And I've lived here for 40 years. I'm not going anywhere. But so I feel like the best thing to do is to document it with the police. And, there's nothing they can do, but they can have documentation that car has been reported with a road rage incident. If anything happens in the future, or if anything has happened in the past, and there have been other reports on that same license tag, then they have something to go on, and if nothing else, maybe make a visit to that person's home and let them know that they're becoming a danger to society and something needs to be done with them. So anyway, that is my subject of my episode today, and I appreciate you listening to me, and I hope you have a great day.